The digital blueprint, unveiling success. We have Collins, of course, as usual, and we're joined by our two esteemed guests today, Marty DeGarmo and Mike Ellis. So say hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Today, what we wanted to do was something a little bit different. So what I'm going to ask Collins to do is give us a software view of the products that OnPassive has got. And then I'd like Marty to kind of chirp in a little bit, chirp probably being the wrong phrase, but to let us know a little bit more about the affiliate opportunity and how we can build our own business. And then I'm going to get Mike to speak for about an hour. So far away, Collins.
Yes, so just want to greet everyone. Greet Marty DeGarmo, my brother here, Mike Ellis and Andy. Yes, we're looking at OnPassive. Been talking about OnPassive for Marty, Mike, Dan. They've been here longer than we are, and all these guys have been talking about OnPassive. So when we look at it now, we're talking now to the world. People will look at what is this really OnPassive. So we know OnPassive is a global AI IT company, powered by artificial intelligence. Everything is done for you with a single sign-on, all integrated. So when we look at the product, one of the things I would say is the product is highly adaptable and is customizable to fit all sizes of businesses. Whatever you want to look, you can fit yourself. It's like one shoe fit one size, or one shoe, how you say it, fit all sizes. So Mr. Ashifra look at all the gaps in all the products, because we know digital products are so expensive. And you see, most of the business, they fail because they cannot afford some of these products to run their business. We are in digital age now. So most business will collapse because they cannot afford some of these tools. Mr. Ashifra look at it and say, why not, if we can make something that is highly valuable, but on an affordable price. Then he went to work with the team and said, we want to build something new, something that has never been done before. No, they are not reinventing. Mr. I said, we will not reinvent the internet, but we are coming with something that is affordable, that is so powerful and so valuable, where business can survive. So I look at OnPassive, as a platform which Mr. Ashbrook have put together for business to strive. We are not here to take business out, but we are here to give them that solution where they can strive, where they can have a reason to believe again. Now, some of the products we have, mail, you cannot beat that. If you look at the features in mail, you cannot compare with anything in the market. It's powered by AI, speech to text, text to speech, video mailing, no spam folder, means no one can spam you. Most of the things are all we call it permission based. So you can permit someone, allow the person is in. Say no, the person cannot get you. Look at ONet. ONet is also very powerful social media application, best of the best. Podcast, podcast tool is payable, but Mr. Ashford give it for free. You have blogs. You can go on and on with all of this one. It's powered by AI. What about trim? There's no free trim on this planet Earth. Mr. Ashford said, why? What? Mr. Ash said, why? We should give it for free. Not every product, Mr. Ash said, we will make money. OnPassive will make money for it. There are things that he's just decided to give it for free because of mankind. And the truth is, the trim URL is the best. If you look at Bitly, how many characters, if you want to customize, it's 8 characters. Mr. Ash said, why not if we give 21 characters? 21 characters is massive, means you can trim alphanumeric and stuff. In trim, again, you have heat map. Part of OTracker is there, where you can still look at your business, check your business within OTrim, customizable. And then we're talking about our products that are payable, OConnect, the best video conferencing platform, which is so futuristic. I even call it better than what you can even get out there for affordable price. We're talking about what? OTracker, the best tracking tool you can even think of, and I believe the price will still be affordable again. So we can go on and on to look at OnPassive ecosystem. And we're talking about a single sign-on. You log in, register with free email, which is really massive, everything. And then you get most of these products, the free products that are all there, and the payable product, and you can choose to say, all right, I want to use some of this product. And there is no way you can use some of this product. So OnPassive is what we'll say. And the reason when we look at it, why is the product this way? Is because we are coming, data center is there. Data center means your data is safe and secured. Mr. Ashford always make a statement about owning it. Some people say, yeah, when you talk about owning it, it means you own the whole 8 billion people on the planet. Why not? We can own it. But owning it is about owning the digital solution, the most powerful digital solution on this planet Earth. And there are 3. Data center. If you own data center, you own domain register, you own your banking processor. That is it. You've owned the internet. What else do you want? That is when Mr. Ash said owning the internet. This is it. It means you are in full control of your data. You are in full control of everything that is coming in and out. And who on this planet Earth will not want to do business with you because they know the system is secure. They know their data is in safe hands. They know whatever they are doing, it is all protected, guaranteed. So I will leave it there, Andy. And we can't hear you, Andy.
Might be an idea if I'm unmute. Yeah. I have to say that the small number of products that we have in our ecosystem right now is nothing to what's coming. But the excitement is particularly with things like our video conferencing platform, which we've already tested with over 80,000 and is likely to be used for many companies for their events basis. And we already know that the deal has been done with the government regarding this. So it's fantastic. But what I want you to kind of give us an overview, Marty, is how this business can help people build a business by becoming an affiliate. How does it work and what's it likely to do for us?
Fantastic. Okay, great job, Collins, as always. Thanks for inviting me, guys. Affiliate. I've been doing this a long time. This is my 19th year full time. And the problem with the word affiliate is most people aren't one. They get the title, they got all the stuff, but they're not really affiliates. It's a miscommunication between companies and all that. 100 people join a company and 1 or 2 are going to do okay. 1 will do good, pretty good, but 2, the second guy, okay. The other 80, 98, they don't have a chance. And as you're going, you find out why that is. Because I just said, well, I'm going to be one of the 1%, but it's not what it is. And a big one is in regular business online, you have a auto ship. So you have to buy a certain quota every month to stay in. You have to maintain something. Okay, while you're doing that, you're feeding money to the company. And you're feeding that 1 or 2%. So now the big goal is, which is crazy in business, is to break even. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but when I got in, I didn't come in to say, well, I'm racing to be even. No, I wanted to be able to make money. So the more you're doing, the more you learn, the more you find out you don't know, or you could do it with the business you have. You have a half-decent product, and you come into OnPassive, it'll make you a superstar. And I'm going to explain why. One is traffic. It's one of the biggest things of all, getting traffic. And I know people will be watching us down the road a year from now, 6 months from now, so-called gurus, most of them aren't. And they're going to say, well, I'll get my own traffic. Listen, most people get traffic by posting in groups in Facebook. That's not traffic. It's 5 guys sitting around a little pond, fishing in the same pond for that one darn fish that's trying to get away from everybody, okay? Or it's solo ads. And you can spend hundreds, if not thousands. I knew guys that put $100, $200 a month into solo ads hoping to get 1 or 2 people. That's not traffic. That's a joke. And then there is paid traffic where you can learn how to do it in Facebook, but that's a moving target. What's good today may not be good next month. So, and then to find that bullseye, because it keeps moving, you're paying every month to learn. You're paying to learn. Now, remember, we all got into business online to make money. Now, so far, most people, they get in, they lose the first month, and in their mind, they go, well, that's expected. I just started. Then they go another month and do it again. And everybody they invited in, their friends, they've lost money too, except they didn't believe you to begin with, so they quit. So now it's just you again. So now you're saying, how do I get new people? And you go through the same pattern over and over and over. And listen, I'm not saying this like everybody's an idiot, and I'm not. I did it a lot until I found out this is not a good game. It's hard to play. You don't know what the rules are, and it's not fair. With OnPassive, when you come in, if you're building OnPassive, you have the tools best in the planet. They're cheaper than anybody. The quality's higher. The AI is off the chart. They took all the products that you have now out in the market and took all the stuff that we don't like and changed it over to stuff we'd love to have, and then charge you less and pay you a commission for using it. It's not brain surgery. And the biggest thing of all about OnPassive, it turns everything upside down. 99% of the people will make it. If you're in, you win. 1% won't. You know who they are? They didn't get in. I mean, it's that accurate. I'm not just saying that. That's fact. Now, here's the one. You could get in OnPassive and bring your team with you. If I was in an MLM, I would come into OnPassive. Forget OnPassive as a business. I would come in to make my business in that MLM thrive. Well, how would you do that? Okay. I would tell everybody that comes with me the tools and packages in OnPassive, get them as your startup kit, the one you normally pay $500 for, and you might as well use it for toilet paper because it doesn't do anything for you. But if you get the package, let's say in this business, I tell them you're going to need OConnect, you're going to need be able to make your own website, OCreate. You're going to be able to need OPal, so I can write you up. I can call you any second. OPal's like instant message or Skype. You grab these 3 or 4 packages, pretty cheap, couple $100, and you're in. Now, as you're going, you bring people in. Now, as soon as they bring the person they would have brought in anyway, now they're making a profit. They're already ahead. Now, what happens? Now you go to the company OnPassive and say, I want traffic. You take the small part of profit you're making, put it back in, and they drive traffic to you. You point where you want it to go. Now you've got OCreate. So what do? You take part of the business that you know about, and you put a little bit of you in there, and you run traffic to it with a sign-up box at the bottom of the sales page. Good night. It's good night. This is what everybody's looking for. All these other businesses are missing big chunks that don't work. And they don't listen. If a company already plans on running 6 months and that's it, and most of them do, by the way, I know that hurts people's feelings, but most of them, if they're there 6 months, they did good. But what happens is they made enough in those 6 months to have enough money to go party for a couple months and then start a new business, because sad enough, most of us will follow them to the next one because our memory is, well, maybe it was that. Maybe now I can do it. And that goes on and on and on. The guy with the big list, who's so-called guru, he's got a bigger list. So when he moves, they go with him blindly. And it's sad. But whereas OnPassive, instead of you looking up and watching this dude strut his crap across stage with a 6-foot check, I made 50 grand, he's on your team. He's in the business because of you, and you're working as a team. My efforts will help a lot of people. Your efforts will help a lot of people. And in this business, If you took your MLM company, even if you didn't tell your MLM, you're bringing this as a toolkit, and you will be a superstar in that MLM. I guarantee it, because the tools are there. So you tell your whole team, no, I don't want you going to get that. No, you're not going to get lead builder. You're not going to get some funnel builder, $2 or $3 or $4 or $500. You come here. I have a package for you. You already know what you need. You know, and you give it to everybody that comes in. If you come with me, you have to succeed. I would tell people that. And how that happens is you need this, this, and this. They buy it from OnPassive. They make a little bit of commission from OnPassive. Then they start actually making money from the MLM that they love, if the product's any good. Then they're going to find out somewhere down that road that OnPassive is probably bringing in a little more money than their MLM business is, and they can do whatever they want to. They can make a pivot to something else. Anyway, I hope that covers it, but there's so much more. And I know you were talking about 20 minutes. There's no way.
Yeah, no. We're definitely coming back to you. I think one of the things that really gives me a kick. Listen, I'm financial services. I have been for many years, so I have no clue as to how to do marketing, none whatsoever. But the one thing that struck me about this company more than anything else is it's going to do the bits that I don't know how to do or can't do. Yeah, I can concentrate on the bits that I'm good at and let the company do the bits that I'm not good at. Instead of having to be a jack of all trades, I can just concentrate on those bits, and that's what I love about it. So, Mike, tell us, why is OnPassive going to make a difference then to small, medium, and large businesses?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And it really pertains to all businesses. You know, Marty talked about the MLMs, but it's the traditional businesses throughout the world. And it really is the OnPassive digital blueprint. I mean, it really is when you start to understand what's happening, and it will unveil success. So it's a great title that you have there, Andy. But when we start to think about OnPassive, it's really important that people understand the context of OnPassive, where we've been, where we are today. And if you do that, then you're going to understand where you're going to be. And that's the most important part. Where am I going to be in a week, a month, a year? Where am I going to be and why? And it's that digital blueprint that OnPassive is built that gives you the understanding of where you're going to be. When we talk about traditional businesses, there are businesses out there, and I'll get to these businesses in just a second, that are very, very successful. Right now, they don't need anything, or they need very, very little. But a lot of businesses out there, doesn't matter what it is, they're not doing all that well. Maybe they're in the black a little bit, maybe they're breaking even, maybe they're in the red, but they're not doing all that well. And it is all about the digital transformation that companies have to make in order to compete in a modern world, in a digital world. If you don't do that transformation, it's really, really difficult for you to compete against those companies that are coming behind you that will do the digital transformation. Now, most digital transformations that companies try to do, they fail. 100%, 99%, they just fail. They cannot do it. OnPassive has brought into existence a way to come in, use the tools of OnPassive, use the knowledge of OnPassive to get that digital transformation. So these companies, now this affects everybody. These companies are going to be coming in to OnPassive, to us, you and I that are participating with OnPassive. And they're going to start using the tools of OnPassive. And they're not just going to use one tool. It's not going to happen. They're going to use 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, how many ever tools Mr. Muffar comes out with. Because again, Marty said it, these tools are above market value. They're less expensive. They're better than anything out there. And when you use them, there are tangible benefits that people will get from them. So these companies will come in and use the products of OnPassive because they help their business, because they help their bottom line, because they help everybody in the company. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're situated, whether you're CEO or you're the janitor. Digital transformation can help everybody do their job better, quicker, easier. And then you bring in AI like Collins talked about, and it becomes even easier. There are things you can eliminate, move people over here. There are a lot of things you can do within a business. So OnPassive, with all the businesses, especially those that aren't doing that well, they're going to come into OnPassive. They're going to use the tools of OnPassive. What does that do for you and I? How many people out there are in business? How many people are in each one of the businesses? How many people? I don't know. 5.6 billion? I mean, there's a lot of them. Those individuals are coming into OnPassive, and we know that all those individuals coming into OnPassive go underneath those people participating with OnPassive. That's before you've done anything, and we'll tell you what you can and can't do, and you can do things to expedite time, get to the place you want to be quicker. But that's before you do anything. OnPassive has already done that, and it really is remarkable when you think about OnPassive in context. If we take OnPassive today and we take them back 5 years, and they're the company they are today, and we try and launch that to the world, I don't think it would work, and I'll tell you why. It wouldn't work because people haven't had the time to absorb what OnPassive is and what they're going to be doing. And if you took OnPassive back 5 years, people would look at OnPassive and they would look at it as a destructive force. They would look at OnPassive and go, these guys are going to take over the net. They're going to drive me out of business. I want nothing to do with them. That's if you took them back 5 years. But what's happened over the last 5 years, and this is so critical to where OnPassive is today, the marketing they've done, the way they've set things up as they release OConnect to the world, which they've already done, and what's going to be happening in the future. Because OnPassive laid the groundwork of what OnPassive is, it is not a destructive force. And in the mind of Mr. Mufareh, it never was. His mind was always to be a benefit to society, to people, to businesses, to government, to make a difference and make life better. That was his vision. That was his goal. But it took 5 years in order to put that out there so that people, when they see what OnPassive is, because it is massive today, and if you didn't understand it, it would be a little scary. This is what Mr. Mufareh has done. This is what Marty and Andy and Collins have done over the last 5 years. We've shown people that OnPassive is a benefit. We're here to help. We're not here to destroy. And that's a really, really powerful statement. We are here to build up, to bring solutions to the world that will help everybody. That brings me to those companies that are very, very successful. Very, very successful. There's a company out there. It's in the webinar platform business. It's been very, very successful. It does about $4.4 billion in revenue a year. Its market value is about $18 to $19 billion. It pays its CEO $75 million a year. This is a big company. Now, when you look at OnPassive and you look at this company is just a little P. But in regular terms, it's a very, very big company. OConnect has been released to the world. This company, their product is a webinar platform, a video conferencing platform. OConnect has been released. What is OConnect going to do with that company and that product? They might not take all the business that company has, but in about a year's time, they're only going to have a fraction of that business. This company will not be able to survive on its own. Is this what Mr. Mufareh wanted to accomplish? Marty said it earlier. No, it is not. Mr. Mufareh does not want to put anybody out of business. Now, I'll give you an example of the way I thought when I first came into OnPassive. When I listened to Mr. Mufareh, I came in, talked to Marty and Dan, and my statement was, we are going to crush the competition. We're going to knock them out of business. They're going to be gone. Nobody's going to be left. That was not the vision of Mr. Mufareh, and it took me quite a while to understand what he was thinking. He doesn't want to put people out of business. He doesn't want to be a destructive force in the world. He wants to build people up, build companies up, build everybody up, and he wants everybody to be able to share in the abundance of OnPassive. So we take this company that's very, very big today, tomorrow won't be very big. What's the solution? And Marty asked this a little earlier. What's the solution for those companies? What is it? What's the solution, guys? And there is one, and it's in the back of Mr. Mufareh's head. I think he's thought about this from day one. I think he knows what these companies can do to benefit and really be abundant within OnPassive. These individuals, they're going to lose their market. What can they do? They can come into the family of OnPassive. Mr. Mufara welcomes everybody. And if you understand what's happening, you can bring your universe into OnPassive. You can take your customers, put them in OConnect. They're absolutely going to love it because it's a better product at a lower price, and everybody within the company will benefit. Even those individuals that might have lost their job, they're coming into OnPassive too, gives them a way forward to develop an income, develop a residual income. This is how companies that compete with OnPassive, that are in the same niches of OnPassive, once they see what's happening, join the party. You're welcome. We want everybody. Come on in. And the only thing that will stop these individuals from coming in is sheer arrogance and pride. That's it. You know, when you see something that's barreling at you and you can't stop it, get out of the way. Don't sit there with your pride and go, not me. It's not going to come over me. Yeah, it will. And if these individuals lose that pride and understand that Mr. Mufara, he wants you to come in. He wants you to participate. He wants you to do well. Now, everything that I'm saying, it is the blueprint, the digital blueprint of OnPassive. It is what is going to, it's what's going to help everybody benefit within OnPassive because of what Mr. Mufara has done, because of the structure of OnPassive, because of what Marty and Colin said. It was made for success, as Andy put in his title. It is made for success. You can come into OnPassive and get to that point where finances just aren't an issue. You don't worry about them anymore. There's so much more involved in this, but I think it's important to understand what small companies, small, medium, large-sized companies are going to do if they're not doing all that well, and what the very, very large companies can do if they get rid of the pride. Come on into OnPassive. OnPassive is going to roll over the whole internet. It is going to happen, guys. And Mr. Mufara has set up a system that you will succeed. There's so much more, Andy. I'll leave it there. Hopefully that sparked a few discussions.
Certainly has.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, 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 very cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if we, I don't like doing comparisons, but I'm going to say this: we've got some giants in the industry that everybody has heard of. Some absolute giants: Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, etc. These companies took between 6 to 8 years to become what is known as a unicorn company. In other words, a company with a turnover in excess of $1 billion. Now, we've launched on the 1st of September as a unicorn company because of the numbers of people that are already part of what we have, and part of, you know, they haven't necessarily seen the future and the vision that we have yet. But one of the most exciting things for me was having that light bulb moment and going, I get it. Wow, I get it. The only thing that annoys me, Mike, is it took me 4 months to have that light bulb moment. But yeah, I still get excited about what's going on in the background. I mean, Collins, do me a favor. Give some of our guys an indication of the video conferencing platform that we've got and the differences that we've got with the product and what is available to our customers right now and what's coming.
Wow, that's really a good one, Andy. You know, what we have now is like we are 10 years ahead of, especially when it comes to the video conferencing platform. We're just 10 years ahead of any video conferencing, which we don't want to call them. And we know the giants. I think there are only 3 of them. If we want to mention them, there are 3 or 4 of them, the most popular giant video conferencing platform. But when you look at what Mr. Mufara have done, you know, you look at OConnect, you know, first, we already know it's powered by AI. We're talking about unlimited concurrency. What does that mean? It means you can hold hundreds of millions or billions or trillions, depending on the number of people on this planet Earth, simultaneously with the system, not even blink or crash. It means I'm holding a meeting here, the same time you are having a meeting. Doesn't matter how many meetings are going on this planet Earth, but the system is still standing tall, not crashing. Now, with that unlimited concurrency, what is there again? We're talking about unlimited participant. Though for now, we have 10,000, which means I say, okay, this is the limit for now. But he said, we are going, because OnPassive is unlimited. It's about giving people the unlimited possibility. So the products, all of the products will also go unlimited. Because he said, what if you create something and give people limitation? After some time, short possible space of time, what will happen? People will be bored. Because they say, all right, there is no expectation again. You know, as humans, we always expect and expect. So, okay, what is there next? What is there next? We want to see next. What is there? But the moment you give them limitation, everything is bored. Everything becomes very boring. Mr. I say, you know what? I will always give a new top. And that's why I said we are going. We must move. So look at O Connect. We're talking about unlimited. The first day O Connect was launched, it holds what? Almost 100 plus thousand. You know, that was the amount we had. And we could have even gone more, but because, you know, the bandwidth and all of those things, people were just like struggling because, you know, new technology comes with new way of people for people to think. But now 10,000 is even more. And we're talking about this 10,000 compare out there. How much are we paying? So Mr. Ashra is flipping everything down because we know the higher the value, the more expensive the technology becomes. But Mr. Ashra said, no, I will give you more value for affordable price. Mr. Ashra is the only person who is dropping the price down as the value increase. So you look at it, we're talking about speech to text. You know, speech to text in a video conferencing platform. You've never, that you can even, I've not seen it anywhere. It's not there, out there. And the speech to text, not only you saying, you speak and then you say send, the system just push it out. We're talking about what? You know, you talk about poll. You're talking about unlimited upload and download of all file size presentation. Is there? You're talking about background and video background. You know, where have you ever seen a platform video? OConnect is more than a video conferencing platform. Where have you seen a video conferencing platform where the moment you join the meeting, you can tell what type of meeting they are having? Is it funeral they are having? You join the meeting, nobody will tell you, oh, it's funeral. The background will tell you. You can select every background. Is it celebration? Is it what? Event? All of those things. It tells you. You don't need to, you know, there is every bit of functionality to tell you that Mr. Ashmufara put customers first at heart. What do you need? He said, provide them what they want and they will come in. There is no way you will see it. I can go on and on with this because there's just a lot of features in O Connect. You know, hello, we can't hear you, Andy.
I'm doing it again, aren't I? One of the things that you said or you explained to us before that struck me was that the existing software companies that have provided things like the video conferencing platform is a good example. They've seen what we're doing and they're trying to build extras onto the product. The problem is that they have the foundations of a 2-story building and a 2-story house, but now they're trying to build a skyscraper using those same foundations. It's not going to work, and sooner or later it has to come down like a pack of cards. Whereas with what OnPassive technicians have done is created this platform that's 1 kilometer wide, you know, in every direction, and you could take this to the moon because you could simply add whatever you wanted to the platform and have that. The other thing that I've always believed in, but have kind of changed my thought process, is you always get what you pay for. Right, so you go and buy a pair of jeans. If you buy a cheap pair of jeans, they're not going to last very long. You buy a cheap pair of shoes or a cheap handbag, in Marty's case, it's not going to last very long, right? But if you buy a pair of Levi's or you buy a Gucci handbag or something like that, you have to pay the money for supposedly the best possibility. Now that's been turned on its head with what we've got and with what Ash and the team have been able to create. We've created far superior products, but at value for money. And this is the key. Now, this one of the things that a lot of people ask me is, well, how do I build my business? Now, I want you to come back to this, Marty, but one thing that Red said that struck me was when you go to a restaurant for the first time and the food in there is delicious, you go home and you tell everybody you know. And they go, oh, that's a good idea. I'll try that. Fantastic. I'll try that. Now, do you get commission from the restaurant? Absolutely not. Right. But you've had a really good meal. So how would we go about looking to build our business? And we know OnPassive is going to do a lot of this for us, but there's a way that we can help ourselves at the same time. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. What I would say is the worst thing you could do is pretend you're something you're not. You're not a marketer. So don't do it. You could go out. Listen, we all know what we don't like about something. And you can work off of that. You could go in and say, like, Facebook. Why don't you like Facebook? It's not private. They take my data. They sell my data to somebody else. I have no say in it. I just don't like that. If I want to sell my data, let me sell it. Or at least ask me. And for that example, or they've got predators on Facebook, cowards, people that go around and pretend they're somebody else, or they use a false name. In OnPassive, for example, just one thing, you could say, wouldn't it be nice to be in a social media where they can't sell your data? And you have to be verified, and to be verified is free. And it's unlimited, and you can join for free. 1 million people can't be wrong. Are you interested? Leave a comment below. Oh, that's one. And you could do that with many, many, many things. Use what you know. You all know. Look, it's not brain surgery when you do something and you say, I don't like this. You're not the only one. I mean, there's things about, I looked at Facebook. A lot of people don't like Facebook. And it's, well, why is everybody there? Because there's nowhere else to go. People are social maniacs. They want to tell everything. Oh, I shaved my dog. He turned gray. My dog, they tell every story in the world. I don't know why they do it, but people are just have to do it. Why not go somewhere where you don't have to worry about some slime bucket in a basement with his hat on backwards, hitting on your 12-year-old daughter or son? Because I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe if you have something to say, you need to put your name on it. Freedom of speech goes a long way. I should say Marty DeGarmo said this, not Huckleberry Hound or some other name I make up. Because cowards hide behind not being in the open. They got a lot of stuff to say because you don't know who they are. OnPassive takes care of that part. Email, same thing. You go to email, I'm in Gmail. I use a lot. And they hit me a couple of weeks ago and said, you've hit your limit. You have to start charging you. I don't want to do that. So you go to Omail. Why? It's unlimited. And by the way, if you go in Gmail, see all the ads? Did they ask you to put that there? No. And people say, well, I don't let anybody do it. I sign nothing. I'm going to give you an example. Go to Google, look up something. I don't care what it is. Lawn chair, lawn mower, clippers, dog clippers, anything. The next day, go to Facebook and you're doing your little surfing thing, and on the right-hand side is the same lawnmower, the same beach chair you were looking at. Now, how did that happen? Oh, they're real smart. No, they're not. They sold your technology, Google, to Facebook. It's worth a lot of money. It's $1 trillion industry from what I understand. In OnPassive, because data is money. I've said that from the beginning. People hear data, they don't know what that means really. I'm not putting anybody down. Data is your name. It's you. You are data. Bank is data. Everything's data until you hold it in your hand. And if somebody could sell you without asking you, it's just not right. Or if somebody can tell you something and you don't know who it really is, that is over. That's the correction to the corruption with OnPassive. If you're selling something, just go to people and say, hey, I don't know about you, but I can't stand this, this, and this. 3 items. Don't go too much. Don't say too much. And if you feel the same way I do, comment below. I've got an idea. Boom, 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 boom. Now, we ran little posters like just what I just said, and we had 1 million hits. 20,000 people shared it, and it went on after the business already failed. Still going. But how that was is I went to people and I asked them what I know they love. It was a sports app for a game. Long term, the game wasn't fun. We didn't know that when we were promoting it, but it was a sports game. What do? I get together with Mike and Dan and say, what do? We talk back and forth to say, we have an idea. Make a poster. Who is your favorite NFL team? Men lose their mind. They in fact, not only do they get in and tell you who their favorite team is, they tell you why. They won the Super Bowl 5 times, and it was 1 million people hit it, 20,000 shared it. Now, when I was done, how do I get them to the app? When they leave a comment, now this is why you want OnPassive. I had an app that answered the comments. So if somebody said Dallas, we're putting him in a group called the Dallas Cowboy Fan Club. We had 32 clubs or groups in Facebook. Then we moved on to all the groups of basketball, all the groups of cricket. We did every group in soccer. I still have them. There's hundreds and hundreds of groups. And people are coming in from all over the place. Now that they're in, how would you like to play? Now you're talking to the Dallas Club group. How would you like to play the Eagle Fan Club with this app? You're over. Problem is the game sucked. No, it really did. It was a horrible game. No, it wasn't fun. And we did that. What I'm saying is it was a $5 post. I kept upping it up because it was starting to look like it's worth it. But the same thing went into you hit somebody what they think about. Right? Don't be a salesperson. If you go up and share something or a concern, I hate this because of this. Me too. People cannot wait to add to what you said. They can't wait. What if there was something else we could do? I found something. If you're interested, I don't want to give links. I don't do that. Leave a comment below. You're over. It's over. But I see people put these big pages and 20-minute video. And listen, they don't know who you are and they don't care. They want you to solve their problem. You have to solve people's problem. The problem with Facebook, the problem with Gmail, the problem. And if you take that problem in 3 little bullets, I see people just throw up on people. I remember a guy used that phrase. Don't throw up on somebody. Give it a little bit, right? Mike didn't go right into a 15-minute video or a 10-minute video. 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are people that already know us. And the best of all, which makes OnPassive untouchable, is the relationships that we built. You are not a hunk of dirt. You are not just a number. In MLM, you go to somebody and say, you make sure you go out and get 10 no's. What kind of freaking business concept is that? I mean, I don't want to go to people I think is going to say no. You go to targeted. Have the people come to you. I don't like chasing people. If I put something else, and for example, 10 people come to me from OnPassive about something, I know 10,000 have the same problem. Why? Because only about 10% of the people voice anything. And the same thing goes into market and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. we had 50 Twitter accounts. And we had the same thing. There was an app. Guy said, "Can you share my videos?" Yeah, I got them 20. We got them 250,000 views in 2 days. But we did it the hard way. I mean, crazy, because we didn't have the technology. With OnPassive, it's all there. You just take it, a little bit of Andy, a couple questions. What do you think about? Would you leave a comment below? You're done. I hope that makes sense. But that it's little, and what I want to do with people as they come into OnPassive is let's get together and start showing these little ideas with each other. And I'm saying this to people that are watching this. I mean, don't come in and say it's saturated. There's 5.6 billion people ready to come on. And with the new technology of satellite and all that, there's 8 billion that can come in eventually. Anyway,
this is
right now.
It's really very interesting because I can't remember which. I think it might have been Elon Musk that actually said, if you want to become wealthy in life, create a solution to a problem. Yeah, that you.
Marty DeGarmo said it.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah, second.
Sorry.
Yeah, but Mike, obviously, OnPassive is creating masses of solutions for masses of problems for all manner of individuals and businesses. So again, give us a little bit more of a taste of what your thoughts are and how you see this thing progressing.
Yeah, the solutions of OnPassive, that's a really, really big topic.
We've got time, don't worry.
Okay. It really is what's so unique about Mr. Mufareh. I mean, I can go out and find a solution to a little problem, and it will help a few people, and those few people will jump on it. But finding a solution that affects 5.6 billion people, that's a different dog. And again, that's part of the genius of OnPassive and Mr. Mufareh. And again, everybody has to understand everything that Marty's talking about, that Colin's talking about, that Andy's talking about, it affects you in very, very real ways. Every time Mr. Mufareh comes out with a new solution, and there are so many out there, if you have a good imagination, just think of something that the world needs. I don't care what it is. Could be energy, could be medical, it could be water. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a digital product, and of course, Collins can come up with more than I can. It doesn't matter what it is. Mr. Mufareh comes on, takes that product, looks at it, looks at all the competitions, looks at the pros and the cons, and then puts it together and makes it 100 times better. Now, if you can do that, and that's what Mr. Mufareh does, if you can do that, are you going to have a problem selling it? You know, Marty talked about the individuals and what they can do to improve their business and sharing and that kind of stuff. With what OnPassive has done, there's just not all that much you have to do because the work's already been done for you. All you have to do is implement that work. And Marty talked about it, traffic. OnPassive has a traffic source. If you just use the content of OnPassive for whatever product, pick a product you like. I love OConnect. I love OStaff. I love Academy. I really just about any product Dash puts out there, you can fall in love with when you understand what it does. But you can run traffic through content that they've made for you, targeted traffic, as Marty talked about. And OnPassive has better traffic than anybody out there. And you can run it out there and see what comes in. See if you make money. You pay this much for traffic, this much came in, understanding that every time you bring someone in because the products are so good, it's a residual income because they're going to buy it month after month after month. So what if you just break even the first month? Is that a good metrics for your marketing with OnPassive? I think so. Even if you lose money the first month, but the next month you make money, every month after that, you're going to make money. So it's all about looking at the numbers and how it works. But OnPassive, they give us the ability to drive their traffic, which is super, super qualified, through their content, which is better than anything out there, through products that nobody can compete with. And if you can't get a good metrics with that, if you can't get good numbers, you're doing your marketing, people are coming in buying, and you look at the end of the month, did you make money? If you can't do that, then you need to talk to us, because you can do that. Everybody can do that. It's just not that hard. And as we look at OnPassive, what these products are going to bring to the market, the solutions they're going to bring to the market, they bring us solutions. And it's really, really important, as Marty said, KYC, know your customer. Know the people you're talking to. And it's real easy with the individuals that are in your universe. If you've got Tom down the road and you've known him for 10 years and he's a good friend, Tom, Susie, whoever it is, he's a good friend, you know who he is. You know how he thinks. You know what he wants. You know his aspirations. You know about his family. You know what he wants to bring to the table. You know everything about him. You don't have to go in and probe to see what he wants. You already know it. So what do? For me, the most important part of all of this is for you to be successful first. And OnPassive gives us all the ability to do that. You need to be successful. You need to be at that place where people look at you and they go, what the hell happened? Why are you driving that car? Why is your mortgage paid off? Why are your kids always happy? Why are you always going on vacation? What happened? You used to be like me. And you did. You used to be like Tom or Susie or whoever it is. And they're going to come to you and go, okay, what happened? Now what are you? You're the hunted. I want you to be successful, period. So does Ash, so does Marty, so does Andy, so does, I want you to be successful so that you become the hunted. And Mr. Mufareh has talked about this over and over again. The solutions of OnPassive, although they're for the world, they're your solutions also. And if you just understand what's happening around you, and it's happening right now, this isn't in weeks or months or years, it's happening right now. If you understand that, then you can do the things you need to do to expedite. You're going to be successful over time. Maybe those individuals don't do anything. Maybe it takes a year or 2 or 3, but you're going to be successful and you will be the hunted. But if you want to be the hunted quicker, just do some simple things that Marty talks about, that I talk about, that everybody talks. Very, very simple things to build your business to a place where finances just aren't, you don't even think about them. That's when people start to look at you. I can tell you that from experience. If you're digging a ditch down the street, you're a nice guy. You'll help us out when you need it. But when you're bringing in $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's successful. You want to get to know that guy. And the thing is, they've known me for all their life. They already know who I am. Money doesn't change me, and money won't change you in the end. It'll only make you more of what you already are. And hopefully that's a very, very good person. But that's it, Andy. I could go on forever.
Yeah.
Marty and Collins. OnPassive,
that.
it is the place to be if you want to get to that place where people are starting to hunt you down. So
thank you. Thanks, Mike. I think, again, the analogy that Collins has used in the past is that we have our own digital online store. It's a shop. It's an online shop. And normally when you set up a business or have to set up your own business, you have to have premises, you have to have stock, you have to be able to get a market. There's all of these bits and pieces that you have to do. We have a very good friend of ours, Roger, who runs a convenience store, and his monthly bill is £70,000 for his stock. Now, he doesn't use all of the stock in his shop for himself. He sells this. The beauty of what we have is that you buy it once, yeah, and then the company sells it on your behalf. Now, as Marty said, there's lots of ideas that we've got that you can help yourself sell these options and sell these superb products out to others. But selling is the wrong word. It's not necessarily selling, it's sharing. As I said, we go back to this restaurant and the fantastic food that we've had. But this, for me, is a I'm not going to use the word cheap. I'm going to use the word value for money business, because at the end of the day, what I've got is I've got an online business with several products in it. We've got some free products, we've got some paid products, and we've got a lot more coming, including a lot of physical products over the time. We don't know what they are yet, but they're coming as well. So as our store gets bigger, I've got different income streams with every paid product that's in my store. I don't necessarily have to use those products, but I've got the option to be able to activate that product by simply paying for it and the company then offering it on my behalf. So this is what excites me, guys. But final comments, please, because we've been here nearly an hour, and which is good. Marty, anything you would like to add?
No, I mean, we could always keep going, but it's better to cut it off. Just thank you, everybody, for coming. I want to, we've got to get this out to share with other people. I just read Comfort, and whatever Comfort says we have to do, remember? So anyway, no, it's very good. Everybody here is correct. There's something about OnPassive for everyone. And Mike said it, people will come up to you and say, yeah, how did you do this? How did you get that car? But the other thing is when you're successful, you walk it, you breathe it, you talk it, whether you like it or not. People look at you and say, what, did you lose weight? Did you get your hair cut? Oh, you got a tan? Something's different about you. That difference is success. And people will want to rub up against that somehow. What happened? Whatever. And, I tell people when they're planting these seeds for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years that I'm going on now, and you keep watering that seed and standing there, don't stand there. You drop the seed, you move on. One day you will look back and there'll be a forest behind you because they're coming. They may not come today. They might not have come last week. We've talked to a lot of MLM guys. They don't get it because they see everything with their eyes and they just don't get it. And they're coming. Everybody's coming eventually, and that's okay. I want people to come because I know what it's like on that side of the fence. It's not fun. It's not easy. And it's a game you can't win. This is a new game. We made the rules. We made the game. And everybody gets a touchdown. Everybody hits a home run. Everybody gets a grand slam. And where else would you want to be? That's all I have. But thank you for inviting me. I don't go to a lot of webinars. I try not to, but I really enjoyed this. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Marty. Collins, final comment from you then, please.
Yeah, so I want to say I really want to thank Marty and all everyone, Mike Ellis, for being here. Like Marty said, OnPassive is a place to be, and if you look at it very well, you cannot do the same thing every day and you expect different results. OnPassive is here to give a new paradigm shift where a lot of people will see different results coming. That's OnPassive we have. And if we look at the concept, this actual concept of OnPassive is about ending more, doing less and paying less, and then give back, the ability to give back to humanity. How many companies can give back to humanity? What Mr. Ashfara is doing, that's the Mr. Ashfara vision. And somebody will ask, how will company, those who are coming for the products, how will they earn more? Of course, they are building a platform for you to strive with valuable products, cost effective, where you can even save some of the money that you're paying for multiple products here and there. But there is one-stop shop for you to acquire just one and get some of the free boosts, for you to enhance your own business. And then what will happen? Now you give better pay that are struggling. They can come into OnPassive. What would they do? They can say, all right, I want to become an affiliate so I can get some money to enhance my business. And after a long while, OnPassive will become their business. Their business will become a hobby. That is it. As simple as that. So my own take is, take a look. If you're listening to us, take a look. Marty always said, come in, sign in free, and then take a look. If you don't like it, delete it and go, But we promise you, when you come in, you will never want to leave for what you've seen. I'll leave it there, Andy. That's
lovely. Mike, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, just a couple of things real quick, Andy. Number one, if you're not in OnPassive, we've just given you 100 reasons to come in and join OnPassive. And Marty and Collins is right. You can come in for free, test the waters. You're going to love it. I want to end with some of the things that Mr. Mufareh has said. And sometimes I don't think people really listen to what he's saying and where we are and what's happening today. And that's what's important. What's happening today for those individuals in OnPassive right now. Mr. Mufareh talked about the end of November coming into December. He talked about OConnect going viral. Well, if OConnect starts to go viral in December, which I believe it will, that was pretty plain stated by Mr. Mufareh. Is it going to be in the condition that OnPassive wants it in? Yeah, it is. And Marty and Collins can tell you OnPassive or OConnect is changing every day right now. So OConnect by the end of November, it's going to be ready to go viral. Well, what happens at the end of November? I mean, we bought OConnect in September, October, November, December. We have to resubscribe for OConnect. Those individuals that bought early on in September bought OConnect. Our subscription expires at the end of November, coming into December. We have to come in and buy. Well, what does that tell you? And again, these are things that Mr. Mufareh just wants us to understand. We shouldn't have to be explained. There are so many pieces to OnPassive that are going to be ready by the end of November that make all of this possible. And if you understand where we're at, you need to stay engaged. Listen to Marty, listen to Andy, listen to Collins, listen to the other founders that are out there, and listen to Mr. Mufareh when he comes in. Stay engaged. There's so many things happening behind the scenes, but Mr. Mufareh shared enough of those things the last time he talked to understand what's going to be happening toward the end of November, into December, and then when we come into January, and by then, I believe things are just going to be rocking and rolling in every way. And you can look at that any way you want. It's going to be rocking and rolling in every way. That should make you very, very happy. But we come into 2024, man, it's going to be a fun year for everybody. I'll kind of leave it there, Andy. We're in a great place. It's moving quickly, and the weeks and months ahead, they're just going to be awesome for everybody. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on. We've had some fantastic feedback in the chat today. I'm overawed by it all, but I'd like to say thank you guys for coming on. We must do this again. So thanks, Collins. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Mike. And thanks, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you again.